As a freelance web designer, you know that you need to promote your business, but it can be hard to know what you're actually supposed to be doing. I get it. That is why I created a super simple marketing routine that takes just 30 to 45 minutes a day to implement. This weekly routine has brought me clients month after month, and it doesn't involve sending out cold emails or spending all your time on social media. Sounds good, right? Stick around, and by the end of this video, you'll have a day-by-day marketing plan for consistently attracting ideal clients and growing your business in a way that feels good. All right, let's start with Monday. A new week, a fresh start. Your mission today is to figure out what problems you're solving for your clients. Because your clients, they're not paying you to make a website. They're paying you to solve their problems. And yes, usually by building a new website or improving an existing website. As designers, we are creative people, but this is not the time to get creative. You cannot imagine or guess your clients' problems. Marketing your business based on what you think your clients are struggling with is a waste of time. People are going to be able to tell that you don't really understand them, and that's going to make them think that you aren't able to help them. And if you haven't done your research, they would be right. So instead, you are going to get curious. Today, do some market research inside online communities and groups where your ideal clients are hanging out. Here are 3 things that you can do. 1, look for questions that people are asking about websites. You can use keywords like website, Squarespace, WordPress, integrations, automations to find relevant posts and comments. And if you see something that you can contribute to, take some time to write out a thoughtful and personalized answer. 2, invite others to ask you questions about websites. You could create a post that says something like, "Hi, I'm Danbee. I create websites for online coaches." Obviously, insert your own details here. "I love X, Y, and Z about this group, and I would love to contribute to the community. Ask me anything about websites in the comments, and I will do my best to answer as many questions as I can." And of course, set aside some time later in the week or next Monday to follow through. 3, invite someone to hop on a call with you. If you've had some good back and forth in the comments or in the DMs with someone inside an online group, consider inviting them to a video call. Sometimes a 30-minute conversation can teach you so much about your audience, and that can help you set the path for the next 3 to 6 months of your business. By taking the time to learn about your ideal clients, you'll discover the actual real problems that they're facing. For example, you might learn that their biggest problem isn't that they're wasting tons of time DIYing their website. It's actually that once that website goes live, nothing happens. No one is signing up for their lead magnets, and no one is booking complimentary consultations. That might be the problem that you need to solve. And now you're one step closer to understanding how you can help your clients as a web designer. Awesome job on your first day. Before we move on to Tuesday, hi, I'm Danbee. I'm a web design mentor based in Switzerland, and I help web designers build profitable and inclusive businesses without overworking. To learn more about my programs, head over to danbeeshin.com/training, where you can get started with a free video training. Hello, Tuesday. On Tuesday, your task is to create new connections with other business owners. Just because you run a one-person business as a freelancer does not mean you have to do everything on your own. Working with others can make this work so much easier and more fun and more rewarding. When you intentionally build relationships with people who share your values, you are creating an invaluable network of people who genuinely care about you and want to see you succeed. This kind of support can make all the difference, especially when business starts feeling hard. Here's some ideas for how you can create those connections today. Engage thoughtfully on social media. Look for complementary service providers who also work with your ideal clients. So think copywriters, social media managers, branding designers, photographers, business coaches, and so on. It's okay if you've never interacted with them before. Spend some time getting to know them through their content. Then leave a thoughtful comment or share their work with your audience. If you have ever created anything on social media before, you know how much it means when someone does that. Another idea is to attend an in-person meetup or event. At the end of the day, we are all humans first, and nothing beats the connection that comes from a face-to-face conversation. You could look for small business workshops or trade shows in your local area. You could also make plans to travel to attend a conference in a different part of the world. Or organize your own meetup. I recently went on a hike with Gigi Davarashvili from 16 Creative. We both brought our dogs and just had the most fun day, getting to know each other, talking business, and enjoying being outside in the Swiss mountains. When you're done today, you will have taken intentional steps to grow your network. And while you're doing this work, remember that you are also a valuable connection in their network. This is about mutual support and shared success. Awesome. Great job on day 2. If you're starting to feel like it might actually be possible to keep your marketing simple, give me a thumbs up on this video. It's Wednesday. Today, you're going to send a personal message to someone you know. This is someone who is already in your network, someone you have a one-on-one relationship with. I know that for a lot of us, this can feel uncomfortable. They are busy people. You don't want to bother them. But you don't know that these people don't want to hear from you. Psychological experiments have shown that we often underestimate how open other people are to friendly interactions. And besides, you are going to make sure that your email or voice note or DM, whatever you choose, is going to make the other person feel super happy and special. It's definitely going to be worth their while. I've got 3 ideas for reaching out to someone today. You just have to choose one and do it. Idea number 1, send a thank you email. Reach out to someone who has said nice things about you in an online group, given you some helpful advice, or even published a piece of content that really resonated with you. Possibly the best piece of career advice I got in my 20s was to apply what you learned from your mentors and then to go back and tell them what happened when you put their advice into action. This is the most powerful way to connect with someone who you admire. Imagine how it feels to be told about the impact that you've had on someone else. That is the gift you're giving someone when you reach out with a thank you email. Pro tip, if the person you want to thank has a podcast, leave a 5-star review and let them know that you did. This is especially important if they're in a different country because they might not be able to see reviews from outside of their region. It is surprisingly difficult to get even the most loyal fans to rate and review podcasts, and they will love you for having done that. Idea number 2 is to check in with a past client. Send them a friendly message and ask how they're doing. Review what they said about their goals when you work together and ask how that's going. You're not trying to sell anything here. The point is to let them know that you're thinking about them and that you care about them and their success. If it makes it easier for you to have something more concrete to share, find an article, a podcast episode, or a YouTube video that they would find helpful or interesting and share a link. Worst case scenario, they don't reply, and that is okay. Best case scenario, they tell you how much they still love their new website, how it's helped them get 5 new clients over the last 2 months, how their business is blowing up in the best way possible, and actually, they've been meaning to get in touch with you because they want to work with you on a new project. Idea number 3, ask for a personal introduction. If there's someone that I want to meet, I always ask for an introduction from someone who knows that person personally. And that's because I know that I pay a lot more attention and put in a lot more effort when a friend or a client, someone I care about, tells me that I should connect with someone compared to when a complete stranger reaches out to me, even if that stranger is really nice. So for example, you could reach out to an online business friend and ask them to introduce you to a branding designer that you follow on Instagram because they have worked with this branding designer before. You're asking for a favor here, so I would reserve this message for people you have a fairly strong relationship with. There are people in your network, I bet, that you would love to be able to help. There are people who feel the same way about you, and those are the people that you should reach out to ask for introductions. These one-on-one interactions compound over time. You're not just sending messages for the sake of sending messages. You are investing in relationships that really matter to you. And you're going to need these relationships to build a business that supports the life that you want year after year after year. Congratulations on a wonderful Wednesday. Tomorrow, we'll build on everything we've done so far to build a powerful piece of content. If you're enjoying these ideas, make sure you're subscribed to my channel for more content like this. It's Thursday, and I have good news. Today, you don't have to talk to anyone. You have earned it. So you can open up Figma, Canva, Illustrator, your design app of choice, and create a social media post. It doesn't really matter which social media platform or what format you use. What actually is important is that your content highlights the results that you have gotten for your clients. When a potential client looks through your feed, they want to see content that shows that you really understand them, their problems, and why they want a website in the first place. And that is what we're going to create. I've got 3 ideas you can choose from. One is testimonials. Great testimonials focus on results. Like, I filled all 6 spots in my group coaching program after launching my new website. Generic testimonials like, I really enjoyed working with Danbee. She is very professional. They're less good, but they are still good enough for today's content. It shows that clients like working with you and you delivered. Idea number 2 is website mockups. Everyone loves a pretty mockup, so grab your favorite screenshots from a recent project and create mockups to show that website on different devices and screens. Make sure you include some details in the caption to show your expertise, like, I chose these colors because X, I used these layout designs because Y, this website has these integrations so that my client can do Z. Idea number 3, common questions about websites. Over the last few days, you might have noticed a pattern in what people want to know or talk about when it comes to their websites. Maybe you saw a lot of questions about the recent WordPress versus WP Engine fiasco. Or maybe you're seeing more interest and awareness about accessible design, especially in the context of the European Accessibility Act. Create a post about one of these questions, and more importantly, share your answer, share your point of view, your expert opinion on this topic. This is how we show potential clients that you know what you're talking about. And once you're done, upload and publish. Great job. You have just added to a library of content that your ideal clients are looking for when they are ready to hire a web designer. Whew, it's Friday, and we can take it a little easier today. Fridays are for celebrating, but there is a catch, and it's that you are going to celebrate in public. If you're like me, you might sometimes resist reflecting on what went well. Because it can feel like a waste of time, a time that we could spend making even more progress. But here's the thing, psychology tells us that celebrating wins is actually critical to building momentum toward your goals. When you take a moment to reflect on what has gone well and acknowledge the progress that you've already made, your brain releases dopamine, the feel-good chemical that boosts motivation and reinforces positive behaviors. You are telling your brain that all your hard work and effort was worth it. And that makes it more likely for you to amplify and repeat the success that you've seen so far. Also, celebrating your wins in public does more than just boost your ego. Research shows that sharing good news with others and thanking people who have helped you strengthens trust and fosters a sense of belonging. And by now, you know how I feel about relationships and community. They're one of your most valuable assets for the long-term success of your business, and honestly, for your happiness in general. So today, you're creating a social media post sharing your wins. And by the way, science also says that celebrating small wins is just as important as celebrating the big ones. So, did someone say something nice about you in an online group? Share what they said and how that made you feel. Did you reconnect with a past client after a long time? Talk about that and why this connection is important to you. Did you meet up with another business owner IRL? Share a selfie and a snippet of what you talked about. Did you learn something new that helped you reframe a problem that you've been struggling with? Share what you learned, who you learned it from, and how it helped you shift the way you see things. And that's it. Happy Friday. Congratulations. You've made it through the whole week. It's time to rest and recharge so you can head into next week feeling refreshed. Now that you've got your weekly marketing routine locked in, you might want to make sure that you can run your client projects smoothly. If you've ever struggled with endless revisions, you're going to love my next video, which is all about presenting your final website design so that your clients say, yes, let's go live. So click on the video showing up on the screen and I'll show you how to nail your next presentation.